This trip may be a bust. It's gonna be an epic sunset. What is shaking, everyone? Good morning. It's a rough one. I need more coffee. I did not get very good sleep last night, and I am running behind. We're off on this episode to try to grab Mount Ingalls back out in Plumas County. Deep out in the woods, like a 25-mile drive out some dirt forestry roads, maybe some kind of Jeep trails. I have no idea what it actually looks like, so we're gonna go see if we can't bag us another peak, get this season started off. I gotta get all these critters fed so we can get out of here. That peak's like 8,700 feet. It's just under 9,000, so should be a decent one. And as I said, I'm getting a little bit of a late start. It's like 10:30 or so. It takes a few hours to get up there, so I figured I'll head up there today, kind of scope some of the area, hang out, check out some stuff tonight, stay up there in the van, and then we'll hit that peak bright and early in the morning. So I'm gonna button up a few last things here real quick and head on out. All right, well, we just pulled into the little town of Gray Eagle, California. Grab some fuel real quick, and then I'm gonna look up on the map, see what direction I want to head into this place. I can go down around Lake Davis, or I can go in how I went into Argentine Rock, which you guys have already seen that, so I might lean more towards going around Lake Davis. Ouch. It was a good thing I only needed a half a tank of gas. Sure is pretty out there on Lake Davis. Won't be that way in a couple of weeks when the crowds hit. I'm ready to get out, stretch my legs for a bit. All right, well, I decided to hop out right quick and looked like a nice spot, use the restroom, and I need to grab an energy drink because, like I said, last night I did not get any sleep. It was rough. I had one of those pinches in your back or a rib out or something where you can't like breathe, feel like you can't breathe. Yeah, that was part of the late start this morning too, but that's all right. We get up here and we'll have a nice evening, stay in the van, and then go hit Ingalls, Mount Ingalls tomorrow morning. We'll go scope it out though, check out the trailhead, see what it looks like and whatnot. But yeah, let's stretch our legs and cruise down this trail and go look at the lake right quick. Well, just a tiny little cove down here. Not much of a view, but of the lake anyway. Definitely a nice little walk to stretch the legs though. This is just a quick little jaunt, real quick down to the water there. Like maybe 3-4 minutes walking, but pretty spot down in here. Just not a lot of water view, but hey, what the heck was that? Oh wow, there's a bunch of little fish in here. There's some decent sized ones that are kind of locked in there. We're wrangling them into the back. The bigger ones are bolting for cover. There is an absolute ton. Hopefully these are coming up. Wow, that's cool. All right, well, back on the road. I got my energy drink, get some caffeine in me. I just couldn't get enough coffee this morning, but it's working. We're on our way. We should be hitting forestry road, dirt road for a bit here. I think for, I want to say like 6 miles, something like that. And actually, literally, as I'm just saying that to you, we're just hitting the end of pavement now. Says so right there. Pretty nice cruise up the east side of the lake here. We're just about to the north end and we'll be hooking a right. Well, I just made that right, and I don't know about this. There's some pretty good ruts right off the bat, and it's obviously through an old burn scar. It is Northern California, or I guess just California these days, but yeah, it's not too terribly steep or anything, but these ruts in mini I don't know about, so I'm gonna walk up here a bit, kind of scope it out, see what the deal might be. I might have to turn around and go back and come in the way I came in to check out Argentine Rock, see if I have better access that way. We shall see. That's a nice overlook of the lake. Well, so far, so good. That looked like the worst of it back there after I walked it, so we went full send. So far, everything's looking okay, and it's clearing up. Ran over a piece of bark or something right there. And
continue for 2 miles.
Continue for 2 miles, she says. Ah, I spoke too soon. Well, that's the pits. I didn't want to work that hard anyway. We got ourselves a roadblock. Bunch of wind blown, burnt dead trees across the road that haven't been cleared yet. I drove by some down further, and I was really hoping that was already all taken care of. These might be somewhat fresh, but looks like turning around after all. We'll go try to come in the other way. So right now I'm 7.5 miles from the peak, and this is all pretty much full sun. There's a dirt road that goes back over here, but I don't think we can camp or anything back there. So all right, let's see what happens here. I gotta think about this. All right, well, we drove all the way around. I just passed Brady's camp and whatnot that was in last week's video. And another kerfuffle. Another tree across the road back there. If I were in the Jeep and it didn't have a blown exhaust manifold gasket, we could just winch that stuff out of the way. But I've got one more card up my sleeve. One more. I think there's one more route back down the hill here that I might be able to get through. We'll see. Otherwise, this trip may be a bust. Because at this point, we're still just under 17 miles from the actual summit. So probably 14-ish miles from the trailhead. One more shot.
1 hour later.
Well, so far, so good. We're on the third attempt and basically found the route. Looks like where the Dixie fire that came through here, this section, it's kind of where the equipment came through fighting the fire and everything. So the road's not bad. It's a little rocky and stuff, but wide, and so far so good. We're still like 15 miles. So, and like I said, that's actual summit. So I think the trailhead's like 12, 10, 12, something like that. But you can see back here in the distance,
out where we started our day, it's super exposed too. All this burned out dead trees makes me a little nervous. I'm not sure about staying down around here.
oh, well folks, it's just the way it goes sometimes. We're there, but we're not there. And if you're new here, thanks for coming and hanging out. And if you're one of the new subscribers, I really appreciate you guys subscribing and coming to join us on some adventures. Around here we do this peak bagging thing and random outdoor adventures, camping, backpacking, hiking, car camping, just all about adventuring around. And sometimes it works out. Actually, most of the time it works out. But in today's situation, we've got down trees on all three routes coming in. Oh boy. Well, 3 strikes and you're out. That's okay. We're still going to have a great time. It's still like 10, 11 miles back in here and then up to the top. So even getting up tomorrow and hiking up, coming out, getting out, like that's a long day. So I think I'll try again another time. If you tuned in before and you were here last week and saw the Argentine Rock deal, we're going to go stay over there in that turnout. So we got a killer view. So there's still more to come. It's not over yet. And as I head back out, there's a old mine. I think it still might be in operation. So we'll stop and check that out, and then I'll take the long, slow trek back out. It was doable. Most of it was gravel, pretty okay road. There were a couple sections where I was like, I could do it, but is it going to get any worse? Luckily, it was fine. But let's go check out this old mine spot here. I think this is Walker Mine. Got that old metal 55-gallon drum, all that old metal strapping. There's a ton of it in there.
So I did a little digging. This mine was discovered in 1844. Operations didn't start until 1916. I got a bit of information off the diggings.com that I'll share, as well as a photo that I'll post at the end of this clip. The photo shows these ruins here back when this mine was in full operation and fully intact. This mine consists of 2 separate underground workings, 4 shafts, 1 adit, and 13 inclines. The mine runs 984 feet deep and nearly 388,000 feet long. Though small in operation, it did continue on until 1931, with a primary commodity of gold, silver, and copper, and a secondary commodity of lead and zinc.
Looks like we got a spot that the erosion starting to cave in a little bit there. Holy smokes, this is too cool. I think, oh, that's the shaft right there, the main. Check out this old ore cart too. That is so awesome. The trip's not a bust after all. How awesome is that? What a cool find. I wonder, I'll bet that's like the powder room maybe or something where they kept dynamite, possibly. Some kind of storage area. But yeah, let's go check out this shaft and then I'll take a look in there, see what's in there. So awesome. They even still got the narrow gauge rails intact. Wow, that's super sweet. This is cool. What? And we're way out here. Like I said, we're like 25 miles out in the middle of nowhere. Crazy. Of course, wouldn't be ruins if you didn't have some graffiti. I hear water. That water must be, I wonder if it's running out of the mine itself. I'm sure it's flooded in here. Oh man, how awesome. That would be so cool to get in there. They got it all sealed up though. Trying to be careful. Watching where I'm stepping. I don't don't need to fall through into some crazy tunnel or something. Because yeah, it's like all falling apart down here. You can see back in there where it looks like the thing started to cave in, or where they did cave it in. We'll run over here and check out these other ore cart, some of these other remnants. This is really cool. There's just stuff everywhere out here. This is neat. And from looking at the map, there are like mines all over, everywhere out here. Definitely need to do a lot more exploring out here. Need like an e-bike or something. That would be pretty cool. Look at all these. There are tons of these things. Bunch of ore cars. There's got to be a dozen at least. Various sizes. Take a look in this creepy place. And the camera really helps pick up a lot better than how I can see with my naked eye. It definitely seemed like that was like a storage shed, supply shed type deal. You know, walk up over here and see if we can look down on these other ruins of buildings back here that they got fenced off.
I don't know, man. Place seems kind of sketchy. Just off. May as well go over here and take a peek, see what's in here. Just some randoms. Bunch of corrugated metal and 55-gallon drum. Just some random metal stuff. This is back up over, or must have been part of the main building. Maybe the stamp mill area. Something like that.
Well, unfortunately, can't get in there to get a better shot of those buildings than I got coming in from down here with the fence and the hill and everything. But yeah, there's typical mine area though, just metal and remnants of stuff all over the place. Like that. What do you think that was? It's super heavy. That's solid steel. I'm almost that keyway. I'm almost wondering if that might have been one of the drills. Yeah, that's about as good of a view as I can get. This is one of those times when I wish I had a drone someday. Probably better get heading out of here. It's going to take me about an hour to get back over to the spot to camp tonight. It is a Friday, so hopefully no other people showed up in there. I am gonna get on it and get up there. We'll see you there.
I just noticed on the way out that this is the Walker Mine tailings dam and reservoir down in the bottom here.
All right, well, that took about an hour to get back over here, but we made it. There ain't nobody out here, so we got the spot, got the van parked with an overlook of the Sierra Buttes. This is such a nice little spot. Some of you probably recognize this view. It's gonna be an epic sunset. At least we got to see that mine, discover that. That was actually super cool. I was pretty stoked on that. It was cool. And we definitely put Minnie through her paces. That's as deep out in the woods as she's ever been. And probably about the roughest road. Just little sections. Not too bad, but I think that was about her limit. Yeah, it definitely sucks sometimes. Right there. We were so close. But you know, if I had one more day, that's gonna be a 3-day thing, because you gotta drive out there. If that tree's still down, it would have been like a 20 mile round trip, which that would have taken me all day yesterday, and I just didn't have that kind of time, so that's all right. I think I'm just gonna hang out here for a bit, tune in with you guys after a while. I'm starved. I've only had a banana to eat today. Just didn't plan on doing so much driving, but I've got a jalapeno cheddar bagel from Truckee Sourdough Company with peppered dry salami, cheese, spinach. I've been thinking about that thing for the last 2 hours. I'm going to go grub on that, and then there's always a silver lining. And this one was definitely an adventure.
Later.
I ended up putting some pantalones on. It's getting a little bit chilly. It's supposed to drop down to like 42, I think. So not bad. And got my setup going. Got the sleeping bag out and everything ready to go. This evening's reading material. Steep Trails by a bunch of memoirs, bunch of stuff from John Muir. But yeah, anyway, talked to the wife, got some food in me, feeling great. Getting all set up for the evening. It's gonna be an epic sunset. All right, we're here. We got like 9 minutes, I think, till official sunset at 8:04. Got up in here and this rock outcropping, and the sun's still a little bit bright, and the breeze is starting to blow pretty good. But yeah, once that sun starts going down, I think we'll have a little silhouette of Lassen back there in the background. Be pretty awesome. Man, I knew it was going to be an epic sunset up here. It's so awesome. Gotta look back over here at the buttes now. They're starting to kind of shine out in the kind of purplish periwinkle, if you will, kind of color.
As you all know, the woods are for meandering. We'll catch y'all in the next one.